Today we are going to learn about free captions API using ffmpeg. Okay, great stuff. So you have a video, and in your automation, what you want to do is you want to create captions for your video and then automatically push it on your servers for, let's say, YouTube or TikTok or wherever you want to publish them. This Captions API is very simple. You just send a post request to this endpoint, make sure to include your API key, and then you tell the API where you want the captions to be showcased. Bottom of the screen, what is the font size, what is the font color, what is the padding, what outline you want in the fonts, etc., right? So everything is here. And then once you send this request, it will generate a job ID, which is like this. You can go to the status API, put the job ID here, and then see if this job is completed or not. Once it is completed, you go to the result API. And then in the result API, you just simply put the job ID at the end with the get request, and you will have your final. Okay, so this is the current URL video. You can see that there is no captions on this video, and it is 59 seconds long video. So we are going to use this one. Okay, so let me create it. So let's name it Captions Workflow. We will just initiate it manually, and then we will add an HTTP request to the API, which is Captions API here. So we're going to copy it from here, post, and then Captions API. Authentication wise, do not forget that we have to send X API key and your API key in the headers. So for that, what we will do is we will go click on sign in. Okay, so I am signed in right now. So on the API key here, you can click on create API key, name your API key, and then it will create your API key, and then you can copy it from here. Once you copy it, you just select generic credential type, and then you select header auth, and then you select the auth. You can edit it also, or you can create a new one. Great stuff. In the send body section, we will send the JSON body. So as you know, if I go to the API, Captions API documentation here, I can see that I have to send this payload. So I'm gonna copy it here and just to make it visible. This is my payload looks like. So I'm gonna copy my demo video URL here. And then I will say position bottom. I want the font size to be 150. I want the font color to be white. Don't need a padding top. Outline color black. Well, let's take it white also. And then outline width 1, padding bottom 130 is good. Let's improve it to 150. Max word per line is 3. Max segment duration 3. Let's actually also reduce it to 4. This is my HTTP request. As you know, that once we send this request, we have to wait for a while. So we will create a wait for 5-second element here. Then we will check the status. So we can actually duplicate this one and then say check the status, and then this will become our get, because if we go back to our documentation, we see that it's a get request, and then we have to just send the job ID to this. So let me copy that, and then get request, and then this is job ID. And then we don't need to send anybody here. Same header auth here. And then once we have the status, we have to do a check. So we will put a if statement here. And then based on the if statement, if it is true, then we have to get the results for it. So let me duplicate this and then say if it is true, then that get the result. If it is false, then we go back to the wait again. So let's do that. And then there is, if I go back to the result API, I can copy the URL from here and then I'll put it here. Remove this last job ID thing. And then that will give me the results. Okay, great stuff. So obviously it's not finished because we haven't connected all the things properly. So let me execute it and see if the first node executes. It's failed, right? So it's saying check your parameter. Font size must be between 8 and 120. Okay, so I'm gonna say 120 here, and then I will execute it again, and then it gets executed. But now it will fail here because the API endpoint doesn't have the job ID here. So we will just drag it in the expression section here. So we'll say, there you go, job ID is here, and then everything else will remain the same. I click next, and then it will wait again for 5 seconds and then send the request again. And then this time the request goes up. So as you can see, the job type was caption and it is completed. So we'll copy the status as completed. And then we go to this if statement. We will say if the status is completed, then mark it as true. And then when the true status is there, when we check it, then the end result is to get the result of the executed job, right? So we did that, we played it, and then it will get us the final video. So let me copy this, go back to another. Automatically, all of your captions are on your video without you doing much. So this is how you create captions using API. If you have any other use case, just let me know and I'll be happy to create the flow for you.